Four-way podcast, man. Yo.
We're Four-way podcast. Yo, man. You already know it's Four-way podcast. It's your boy Flizzy317. Got the gang back in the building. You already know.
Big Ace.
Cornbread reporting live from motherfucking Taliban.
Nigga doing too much.
Hey, my boy always do too much, but that's why we got him here for it. Man, hey, it's damn near been a little minute since it's just been us sitting in this motherfucker, man.
That's why I've been saying that.
You know, I went on the whole vacation, so we missed that whole time. And then, the last interview, bro had to dip out on us. I still do got that footage, though, from the ending part when it was just me and Ryan. It was probably like 20 minutes. But we was talking about fried shit in here.
I ain't Rick Ross out niggas, bro.
He did Rick Ross the fuck out of us.
Yeah, he did. He was a bitch ass nigga.
If you ain't catch it, go and catch it.
Oh,
what was that
episode? He's going to the bathroom and
everything.
Episode 15, just the host. We was sitting there discussing black content creators and stuff. We get halfway through the thing, and Ahmad just stands up, literally. Bro just stand up and was like, yeah, I'm out. And then me and Ronnie, if you watch it, me and Ronnie are still kind of talking, and then Ahmad's like, yeah, I'm out. Like, and then that's when we was like, oh, you feel me? All right, yeah, you feel me? Yeah. Nigga didn't even tell us shit, man. But what y'all been on, man?
Shit, same shit, nigga, work.
Nigga stay working, staying busy.
Shit, just got my irons back, nigga. It was good now.
Hey. It's been a lot of crazy events. I'm mad that I missed them. They had the Power Right in the Kisser. They had the basketball tournament. Shout out Power Right in the Kisser Gaming, my boy.
Shout out to y'all, big up.
Bro, that basketball tournament, it was pretty nice too. I watched a little bit of it, and then they had some clips of it. I guess they said there was referee drama. I don't know. They said the ref wasn't really refereeing, and he was buddy with the other team. I saw footage of it.
The other team that came and paid me.
I swear out, hey.
I definitely had to. I want to show my sport. They got another one coming up on the 29th. I want to say this month. I'm definitely gonna try to be in the building, man. That shit was lit. I definitely want to be a part of that shit. And then also, we gotta make sure we shout out August 9th, Summertime Vibes. Make sure y'all get y'all tickets.
Get your tickets.
Go to Eventbrite. Go to Kush Hefe. Prozac gonna be in the building. There's gonna be a lot of special guests, a lot of artists coming through.
Hey.
I did hear something of a showcase, so there is gonna be live performances, man. Make sure y'all tap in.
You fucking square.
Hey, Tony, keep the drama at home. Have a safe, good time, nigga.
Man, the Pacers. I feel like this is the most, not safe, but when the city just you just can't even be mad at another nigga. Like, yo, the Pacers are winning. I saw a post.
In my 26 years of living, this is my only time I've ever seen niggas actually talk about not just one nigga on the Pacers. The team collectively oh yeah.
Bro, this our year. This is the first year.
We ain't been lit like this since we had Paul George and.
Not even, bro.
Yes.
The last time they went to the finals,
though. It's like the whole team.
They never made it.
It was about the whole team. Yes, they did.
They made it to the Eastern Conference Finals, and we lost to LeBron James.
Yes,
and
with the fucking Miami.
I'm talking about the actual finals. We were in the finals, and the last time we were in the finals was back with Reggie Miller, and they had to go up against Kobe and Shaq, so they didn't have the upper hand. This time, we got the upper hand. We went one game away.
But how you know that?
You can go back and watch the games.
No, we got one game.
But we have the upper hand, bro. Did you not see we just came back from 20?
Yeah, I understand.
We had 30 turnovers. We had 19 turnovers.
But the thing is, don't get too excited.
Man, I don't want to hear that. Don't get too excited.
Everybody get too excited.
Let us live.
Everybody get too excited.
Even if we lose right now, bro, we took game one.
We lose right now, bro. Moving cities, nigga.
We took game one in a crazy way. Do you not understand? Bro? Do you know we are the first team ever in NBA history since 1970-something that where a team is down in the last 3 minutes, if you're down more than 9 points, no team in history has ever won. You know who has? The Pacers. So there's so many of these niche stats where it's the Pacers are the first team to do this, the first team to do that, the first team to do this, and you got a nigga going 5 for 5 for game winners. Not 5 for 5 on free throws or 3 for game-winning shots.
He's a clutch shooter. He's a clutch shooter. That's what you're supposed to do.
Not be excited.
That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to have that nigga. Yes, nigga. If you known as a clutch shooter, nigga, you better be clutch at the right. You better be clutch at the right time.
You know how many game winners Michael Jordan missed? A lot. He talks about
because he's not a clutch shooter.
What the fuck are you saying?
He's not a clutch shooter at that moment.
What the fuck?
Hey, you got this.
At this point, bro, you talking out your ass, bro. And
so you say he better than LeBron? Huh? Say he better than LeBron? LeBron is a clutch shooter.
Why are we? I hate
so here's the argument.
He's a clutch shooter.
For in the time span that Michael Jordan spent in the league,
all the time,
he's better than LeBron because LeBron has had this illustrious career of being at the top of his game
in two different eras.
Two different defensive types, two different game types. Like
back in the 90s,
stats are stats.
Have you seen a game from the fucking 90s?
Have you seen a game from the fucking 90s?
It smelled like shit.
Have
you seen a game from
the 90s?
Yes.
No, yes.
If you say that,
serious?
I mean,
the game evolves, nigga. You know they made a whole fucking rule because of Michael Jordan.
It's way more advanced, bro, than it is.
Because they made rules. They made certain rules because of certain.
Let's get to the topics. Because I hate arguing with basketball with this nigga, man.
They make certain rules for certain fucking players. They made a whole rule for fucking Michael Jordan. Guess what? Niggas is easy to foul a motherfucker. Because that nigga was getting fucked up. That nigga was getting fucked up every time he was going to the hoop.
So
you gotta foul him.
What was the
and
flop?
And that rule
what was the flop?
The
flop. When LeBron running around here getting touched on the shoulder, and what was that?
Why you touching me?
So is that not is he not using the Michael Jordan rule?
Let's get to this next topic.
But now let my boy break this topic because
you don't supposed to be touching.
We got to turn this camera off and run fades in here,
you
bro.
supposed to be touching the ball. You're supposed to touch me.
All right, for our little first topic and shit, you know, I've been doing a little deep diving, and this is more a personal question, like me going out like looking for this bitch. Are there different types of cheating?
Different types of cheating, for sure.
Yes.
So there's the cheating in a way where, like, you know, there's men and women, and they both cheat different ways. So that's already two types of cheating. But men have multiple types of cheating, and women can cheat multiple. So here's all right, I'll break it down for you. So the men and women, there's already the known status of women cheat with love. Like there are women who will go just fuck a random nigga when they cheating, but most of them, it's like you found this coworker at work. He just make you feel so happy. He make you feel seen. He make you feel wanted. And your man at home probably not making you feel that way. You know, y'all probably been together 6 years. The spark is, lost. And then she goes and fucks him. That's one type of cheating. Or there's the man who has a happy home. He got kids. He got the wife. They take vacations. They have a loving home. They have a strong home. But he just like to fuck on the little young Jones, when he goes to the club and stuff. And he's doing it purposely, like solely just to bust a nut because maybe the little young, I'm not saying it, but like maybe the other woman, she sucks his dick better. It'd be like, oh, she gets sloppy on the dick. My wife don't do that no more. And then, so you feel me? That's the two types of cheating. But then you also got men. There are men who cheat with love. There's men who go out here and they find a chick who makes them feel better. So you're gonna go cheat with that woman. That's where you got your mistress from. And you telling your mistress, I'm gonna leave my wife and and you really planning on trying to leave your wife.
Long story short, we either gonna cheat mentally, emotionally, or
yes,
physically.
And then that's a way better way to break it down. That's a way better way to break it down.
Emotionally, physically, and mentally. Mentally, basically, you getting all their energy. That basically means you only paying attention to them. So basically, like when your girl calls, you hang up. You still text your side mate. That's mentally getting.
You would much rather for me
emotionally. Every time you get into some bullshit with your wife, who you go cry to? You go cry to your side bitch. That's
you really like, and you might not even be really like. It might not even be about the sex, but it's the fact that she's someone that listens.
She's somebody that actually listens to you, type shit.
And then there's the physical, where you just run around here just trying to get your rocks off.
Yep.
So definitely, I do see.
So when a female say, "Hey, you was cheating on me, and you ain't did nothing but talk to a chick," a female gonna find that cheating because you giving her your energy.
And it's the simple texting, like, so let's say
she tossed that motherfucker right back.
Literally, it's like the Campbell's can. It is a little windy, probably gonna have to close it down. But no, so like, let's say you feel me, your girl, you feel me, you go through her phone and you see she just texting the nigga. The nigga probably in a different state or whatever, but she texting him, and she probably sending pictures to him, and she probably really don't have no idea or like plan on going to go meet that man and have intercourse with him. But it's the way it make her feel. She gets to feel like it's that spark. Because when you lose the spark in a relationship, that's where cheating is more likely going to happen. Once you stop feeling the emotional and intimate connection with your lady at home, and it's easier to find it outside because now you're looking for it.
I guess I raised the question because like you see it in certain scenarios like where a woman does cheat and like she doesn't necessarily want to do it. Like, and we see it like in the case of like you said, like they've been together for like 50 years or some shit, but she getting her back kicked in by some nigga, but she wouldn't dare leave you know,
she wouldn't dare leave.
Her nigga for this one.
She loves him.
Shit,
She's more stable here. There's financial stability. There's emotional, like probably not too much emotional,
but he ain't giving it to her physically. So she went to go find.
And there are some cases like that where guys lose libido. You know, as you get older, your testosterone goes down. So you probably not in the room. You side stroking. You probably hit her with a couple little strokes, lay out, fall asleep. Well, then she go to the club. She meet the guy probably look 20 years younger. He blowing her back in. He monkeying her. He on her back there. Kapow, kapow, kapow. Pow right in the kisser. Pow right in the kisser. But the same way as like guys were like, yo lady at home, she probably got to the point y'all been married 30, 40 years. She don't like sucking dick that much. She only suck your dick on her birthday. You probably only get some top on your birthday where you probably can go out to the bar and buy, you feel me, a couple shots of tequila and you feel me, get that little John to slop you up where your butthole wet and shit. You know?
Hell no.
You ain't never got. Hey, when I get up from getting some head, I better have to go white. That's all I'm saying. I better have to go white. You know.
Hey, brother. Hey.
If I don't gotta go white, you ain't do it good enough. I don't feel satisfied.
Once you get past the ball,
I ain't saying I want my whole bunk hole licked, but you can lick the gooch. You know,
not even the gooch.
You can hop two.
That's the whole part. That's the whole.
You can hop two on my gum.
That's exactly where I don't want it to hit the gooch part, bro. Fuck that, bro. I done shit it before, bro. I done felt that water shot up to my ass.
I'm just saying, get out there and live. It's a different feeling when you feel me, got the one hand up, the other hand on the shaft, one hand on the cradle, and then she licked from the gooch all the way to the tip. I'm in that motherfucking toes curled up.
That right there,
curling.
That right there is what I call dumpster diving. That right there is what I call dumpster diving.
I guess that really could include. I said that.
But no, yeah. So there's definitely multiple types of cheating. But in some relationships, you have open relationships where y'all have been married 50 years, where your wife is okay with you going out here to get that stuff from the young John, because she hate when you come home horny as hell trying to throw dick in her face. Like she hate when
she got work in the morning.
She tired of that. So there are relationships where there are women out there who would prefer their man go out there, find a woman who's gonna take care of all that for you, and then bring your ass on home. And you know, we go on vacations, and then maybe on vacation, you know, she'll probably do a little something for you, you know.
Where that woman at? Cause
I guess I wonder, like, how far does it have to get to, like, to the point where it's like you catch her getting her back beat in, and it's like, fuck it, we gonna stay together because.
But it depends on. That's where like, and you also have to remember where we're at, and like none of us have got to that point where like y'all sharing bank accounts. The house is in both y'all name. All the cars in both y'all name. Y'all got 3 kids up in the house, and then you feel me? You get to that point where it's like all this shit is tied up, and then your woman getting her back blown out. And then now you have to, but it's still, y'all been in a 30-year relationship. Now, if you're a really strong man, you're going to take it upon yourself to be like, oh, what did I do that caused her to do this? And was it actually anything that I did? Or is she just a trifling dirty dog head? You feel me? That's where it's like, and you know, for some men, there are men out there where like, they'll see that lady getting their black bone in. And it's like remember the Kevin Hart thing? Where he was breaking down, like, if you see a woman giving some head in the car, where it's like, you know, I gave you all the love I have. What I couldn't give you, I tried to give you in other ways. You give her whole speech, and you're like, you know what? I have your clothes outside and walk away. But then there's some dudes, they catch you giving the head, your whole system break down, and you only see red. And it's like, yo, I'm about to break your neck.
I paid for daycare.
I'm about to break your neck. Don't nobody move. I'm getting my gun. And you see cases like that where, like, so for instance, y'all remember the dude, he gets out of jail, he comes home. It's another man been living in his home. He get up on that bed with him. He said, you willing to die about this? Because I am. And he's not playing. He said, and he was very respectful. He's like, bro, I ain't going to put my hands on you. Get your stuff. Get the hell up out of my home. Get your kid that you done had with her and get that little motherfucker up out of my home too. Or whether, I don't know if he had the kid with his baby mom or he had another kid he brought over. But the whole situation, he was very violent with it, but he was very stable at the same time to say, like, you know what? This my home. I don't care what you've been thinking you've been doing up in here. I hope you had fun because I'm back and now I'm dying by it.
That's a very delusional way of saying that. That's not that nigga on. You've been in jail 6 months. You haven't paid no bills in this bitch.
Probably not.
He probably only up
he did probably like he probably did like a 5 or 10.
That prison is
he seemed like a complete crash out. So his home is theoretically like, this still my bitch. Like,
but she still wants him too. She still the girl still wants the guy that just got out of jail. But she been needing somebody to help pay the bills and keep the house home, keep all that stable, and she probably want a man around. Women want to have a man in their life, like
some do, I say. Yeah, sure.
Most women do. Like even let's say it's like a celibate woman who's single, she has guy friends, and if she doesn't, she definitely it's something she probably thinks about and wants because you want to have that. I know there probably are the other cases like there's billions of people, so of course there's billions of different ways of doing things, Yeah. But a lot of people get, them. We're all humans, and we all have the same kind of urges in certain same ways. So that's why you can group a lot of people up a lot of the time.
True. True. Let's hop on to this next topic. Well, it kind of leads into a little bit where should black men be accountable for other black men, right? So for that brother that's sitting on that bed crashing out about that bitch, bro, and it's like, are niggas that's doing bad out there in the world in general, like a nigga that can't take rejection? Because clearly, if a nigga's been in jail, like I had an uncle in jail for a stretch of time, bro, coming home and talking about, yeah, this is my crib now, you gotta get your shit and get up. Nigga, what?
But then what do you mean, like, to held accountable? Who can hold that man accountable?
You take accountable for this nigga crashing out for what he is,
but then that falls onto anyone whose path he's come across. It depends on what they're showing them, like, especially in jail.
Should you take accountability for how another nigga is acting or how he's going about his way? Like, at the same time, you didn't grow up with that nigga.
No, like
I didn't.
That's why I say, like, in certain neighborhoods, like, let's say you have a neighborhood and there's somebody in your neighborhood. In situations like that, there definitely should be some accountability in the neighborhood, but the government doesn't allow that. Because you can't go and approach that man and do anything. They can call the cops on you, and you can't, like... So
I'm talking about more still like black men.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, black men in general, like, of course you want to, like... But we just don't have the connectivity and the structure around it for there to even be a way to hold them accountable in those ways. Like, so let's say in the Jewish community, there's ways for Jewish people to hold each other accountable. In the Spanish community, there's ways because they have, the churches and like they have a very strong, community hold on it. In the black community, it's coming. There's signs of it, but there's not massive amounts of like connectivity in the community to even be able to hold another black man.
I guess I see that different because like as
you can hold your friends accountable. Like I will hold you niggas accountable for shit y'all do, and that's because we.
That's one because like we are friends and like. With talent, but I'm like for other niggas that we actually see out there doing crazy shit, bro. It's like
that's not on us.
I'm not taking it's for that shit.
At the end of the day, it's still a representation of us because people will see that as like, oh, you're a black man, you must have something in you that's kind of close to what he got in him.
I get what you're saying, but then again, it's like it's cool to go out here at least get somebody some type of advice to to not even just to make it seem better. It's just like that's just but as a person to me. That's what just I do. Like, if I see a motherfucker like the young nigga out here on the corner tripping out, man, I'm like, hey, bro, you good? But you smooth? What's going on?
Some
people that take that.
They'll see him crashing out and be like, they're going to try to get away from him. Even there's situations like that. That's why I'm saying there's not enough structure because there's also you could try to just be giving the nigga advice and now he won't crash out on you. You see, let's say for instance, you see the young black man. You see him wherever you see him. It's a gas station. Wherever you see him, he's going through something. He could be your next door neighbor. He on the porch crashing out, tweaking. And you trying to walk up to him and you try to say, hey, youngster, you've now opened it up. It's a 50-50. Either he can be receptive and allow you to speak and allow you to, say your piece and like give him advice. Or it'd be the other way where it's like, bro, man, old ass nigga, the fuck out my face. Weird ass nigga, who the fuck talking to you, bro? Was I talking to you? And that's like, but that's just our community.
But should you be held accountable for his actions?
No, I shouldn't. But at the end of the day, you are.
You can help somebody.
You shouldn't. But at the end of the like for instance,
not you personally, but other like.
That's where prejudice.
Black man, yeah.
That's where prejudiceness comes from. Like where it's like there'll be people where like as soon as they see black people, they have a certain. Oh, I think that you're gonna act like this because this is how I've seen the other. All my other interactions with black people are like this. And in that way, you're now being held accountable for someone else's actions. I'm now thinking differently upon you, but you don't even know that black man that I had this interaction with. So, from a can of paint, you're probably not even in the same city as him, but now I'm going to think of you a certain different way. So that's where we are held accountable for what other black men do all the time, every day.
Yeah,
You probably don't even realize it. You just think somebody's acting funny towards you.
I get what you said earlier. Like we ain't had a structure, but we did. We had a structure before. If you think about it, bro, we really did have a structure. We had a
And
whole.
there are still
Yeah,
heavy
we
black
had-
communities. I know Black Wall Street is still majority owned by black people, and it's the what is it called? Because it goes by a whole new name. I'll show y'all later. But I just found this out recently. Because you know, how for all the history, I imagine you probably thought Black Wall Street was gone. I imagine you probably thought the same thing. Black Shark. No, it's still there, and it's still heavily owned by black people. Yeah. It's just not highlighted. Yeah. But it's still like there's still banks owned by black people. There's still stores.
Yeah.
There's still pharmacies.
But the thing
in
is,
this
like,
community.
But
where the exact
general,
where the same place they burned down, that same spot is still owned. So there are still these communities where it's like there's a structure behind it.
No, not that type of structure. I'm talking about like actual structure, like back when it started in slavery. Like we want to see another.
There is still
we
want
to see another black man going crazy because we knew the consequences of this black man going crazy. We wouldn't want that. So hey, brother, calm down. Come talk to us. That's what we had before.
That's more of an extreme scenario of like, because we had another choice, like we're slaves. You don't. Like,
no, not even just slaves. I'm talking about like in the 50s, even in the 60s and 70s, bro. Some of us literally had that structure still. Like even in the 80s when it was like blood. But we know where they had their own
US
structure.
Government did systematically all right, my brother, a lot of that down.
All right, my brother, you ain't finna go around this block starting shit over there. You gonna stand over here and be cool.
But now we know what happened.
Go over there and fuck with them. We finna be cool. That's the type of structure. Yeah, certain we had that, but we lost that and somehow.
We know exactly how we lost that. We're not, but it's already known what the government did systematically to break down the black father, like all that, the black community. It was systematically broke down, and then of course, without leadership. It's evolved to this thing where
we
it's
have
like,
leadership.
Now you have groups. Now you have groups where they hold each other accountable or they don't, and it's up to them. And it is what it is. Like you'll have, let's say, for instance, like the gangs and whatnot. There are certain gangs where you're still held accountable in your gang. Like you can still go commit crimes. You can still kill other black men, but there's certain things where it's like you can't disrespect the other black men in your group. You can't do that, or else like they have DPs where like now you got to go get jumped in the alleyway. And that's our way of saying, don't ever do what you just did again. There are still these concepts, but a lot of people have disbanded from them simply because, why am I about to go fight you in the alley, bro? Like, there's literally, I've seen interviews where it's like gang members and they'll say, like, bro, I'm not pulling up for no DPs in that hood. Like, I done got rich on my own. I'm doing my own thing, bro. Like, I still rep that stuff, but, like, I still go hang out. He can still go to his community, still reputable member in his community. But it's like, nah, y'all didn't make such and such come pull up for his. I'm not pulling up for mine. And if I keep pulling up for mine, I feel like a dummy now. Like, it's like, imagine if you found out you live in an apartment complex, right? You found out everybody else ain't been paying rent and you've been paying rent for the last 6 months. And no one else has gotten in trouble. No one's even gotten a letter sent to them for not paying rent. You gonna keep paying rent? No. Hell no. Why would I? And instead of just like, and that's just that's the systematic nature of, but that's not just black communities. It happens in all communities. A lot of communities have been broken down, like Native American communities. Do y'all know that there's a heavy drug problem on these reservations? There's a heavy, poverty problem in these communities. Like, there's reservations where the median income is $3,000 a year. People are selling liquor. Like, people go out of town, get like off the reservation, get liquor and sell liquor and liquor bottles, and they're selling it to their reservation. And these are Indian reservations, the holy, like, what was supposed to be this community of people where they live off the land and they have these high honor and structure codes. And we've watched that. That's been falling down. Shit, even the own American government. Trump came in with his boy Elon. They was cool. We all thinking like, okay, they clearly locked in. All it took was one bill that Elon said, you know what? I actually don't like this nigga. I see why y'all didn't like this nigga before. And I'm going to go out and tell y'all how in the whole time I'm exposing this nigga for doing fucked up shit that I knew he was doing. But I wasn't going to say nothing because I was still his man. There's a lot of communities where it's like, you'll see something happen where people fall out on the internet and then another person will come out and be like, oh, well, you did this, you did that, you did this. It's like, but you knew about all that when you was fucking with me and wasn't going to say nothing. But as soon as we fell out, now you want to hold me accountable for my actions.
So the reason I bring it up because it was really going crazy on TikTok for like at least like 2 weeks or so from Grits and Egg podcast and shit. And he had brought it up and saying that there are black men out there that when they are getting rejected or something is going bad, like you got to be held accountable for their actions and shit. And I guess the discourse was on it was like heavily no, and they gave multiple examples of like these niggas out here like again, and he's speeding cars or just doing crazy shit. I'm not accountable for that nigga, bro. Like I'm not like we're all like people like we're all black people. We come together and help each other, but like as so far as me taking accountability for this other nigga's action
and that's
or it was mainly targeted because like when women are in relationships and they have past trauma of like a nigga taking a rejection wrong, he wilding out, bitch.
Now she's weary of other guys,
and it's like
you're being held accountable.
Yeah, so should you take the accountability like? Because I think in a weird way I have taken accountability for like past niggas' mistakes in relationships and shit. Because I have to like when
a chick will be quick to tell you like, oh, like sure it'll be something that happens and you like ask her and she's like, oh well no, like it's just my ex, he did all this and that's why I act like this.
Yeah, but that's so you have like I would end up like apologizing to someone like damn.
You're taking accountability for his actions and you're having to make up for it. But even like in society, like let's say you get to a job where a job will make a new rule where it's like, no phones here because we used to allow people to have phones, but it got taken advantage of, and now you're being held accountable. I don't know if that's still the same thing.
That's more in a this is like individualized us as black men taking accountability for like these nigga wilding out on the bitch because she turned him down. Like for instance, the lady in New York that got hit in the face with a skateboard because the nigga like no, you're like. I think she was yelling, "Hey, you're not getting my number." Popped her in the face with the motherfucking skateboard. Damn.
But you can't, and that's where we also, as a society, like people have to sit here and get to a point where it's like all black people are not the same, just like all white people.
But we don't. But we know by default we don't get that luxury of us being just individual.
Yeah, no, but
you can't just see, and I see it on Twitter all the time. You can't just see a black person just doing crazy shit. That's just okay. This is a regular person. But no. By default, motherfuckers are look what the black people are doing. Look what they're and it's like no, that's a regular crazy crap. I see white people do it all the time.
So,
at the end of the day, that just is what it is. Because there are certain people who are so heavily on their own thing, where it's like, no, I immediately group you up, and it just at the end of the day, it just is what it is. So, you have to make sure that as a person, you just go out and do better and just.
So basically, just like the rap industry, like just because one rapper did some shit, you can't say all the rappers.
But that's just
when
society.
the rappers
like
are
saying,
majority are black,
because we're all humans and we all have the same.
We don't get that luxury.
Urges. Humans are naturally. You're going to group things up because there's so many people to where you end up like you just group them up and it's just how it happens. It's just a natural form.
It's true, but it's not true for us. We don't get the luxury.
Homeless people are grouped up. I bet every time you see a homeless person, first thing you think is drugs. Immediately, you're grouping them up. When you see a white person, you like, I'm very everyone's prejudiced. Prejudice is a very real thing, and it's all it is that I've
judged before you.
I've gone through this in life. I've gone through this in life with this person, so now I think every person that is near of that person's color, their body build, like you would think, a lot of people think, I'm trying to think of like other just different prejudices.
I think to come off prejudice is very close minded.
But everyone's
I come from a standpoint like everybody's different, and I knew that because when I was a fucking history buff and I learned about the Germans and the Jews and shit, like I knew by default.
No, because
not
you
all
have
Germans
against fat black desk ladies, fat black ladies working at a desk. You have a prejudice against them, and you think they're all taking their job way too serious. If they try to just follow the rules or whatever, like let's say they're given certain guidelines or rules that they have to enforce. If they're enforcing these certain rules,
that's not when a nigga says somebody's overdoing it. You're not just following the fucking rules. You're overdoing it. You're overstepping the company down.
But you think a lot of the fat black ones overdo it?
No, I don't. Miss fucking the teacher at our high school.
Miss Hall.
Love that bitch. All that ass, I love that. I said even when I do say I correct myself.
You know you be getting into it with them TSA people at the
half time them niggas be white.
And
But
they
you
be
got into it with a lot of the fat black ones, bro. You got into it with a lot of the fat black ones.
I'm not do overdo it.
I'm not denying you that, but even when I do come up and say like, "Hey, these black," I even check myself
that's a prejudice
because half the time I'm bullshitting. I'm not. I love my black women. I'm not serious. Literally,
yo, I'm not saying you don't. No, I'm not. No, I'm not saying you don't love black women. I'm saying that when you see a bigger black woman working at a security checkpoint at your job, you have a preconceived notion of, oh, here we go again. Because you're expecting them to act a certain way all the time. Just
let me finish. Let me get you what I'm getting at. Even when I do come to you and complain about it, one, I'm ODing a little bit. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not saying like they're still overdoing it, but the way I'm coming up, maybe I'm ODing a little bit.
And they have a prejudice against you guys. Because remember that time you were sitting on the heater? She's like, oh, I've been telling y'all not to sit over there. And this is your first time being told
y'all as the whole company. I'm talking about as in like, damn.
It's just and it's not bad to say.
But I know for a fact, even when I do come across when I come across other big black women, I know by default you're not the same as the last one, and I don't treat them as the same as the last one by default until you show me that okay, you're the same as the last one. Even when white people, even when I have white people call me the N-word, by default, I don't even compare this white person. I just call me that to the other one. By default, I'm just like, that was that individual who's on their own crazy ass path.
But you can't sit here in my face right now and say that you're just without prejudice against people. I know for a fact we all have them. You're a human being, and you immediately.
I think mine's come from more of like me talking shit. I don't think I really have a prejudice against these people.
But you really do, though. You really, at the end of the day, that's what a prejudice is. Because
I don't see a group of people coming my way.
Notion based on past
I see what Ronnie's saying. Because you can talk to a motherfucker, but once they show out of character, right then and there, you can just already tell. Like, you just irritate.
That person is doing some crazy, stupid shit that's not normal, and I don't like this individual. But I've never seen like a group of certain people come my way and like, this dirty, smelly motherfucker. I've never done that. Even when it comes to Indian motherfuckers in a school group, I know by default, some Indian women smell fucking great. I don't come with the same standard.
Well, maybe I have prejudices against people with certain actions and certain like.
And what you said,
it's mostly
like stereotypes.
Stereotype. When you stereotype someone, and if you give someone a stereotype and you apply that to them, you're prejudiced. In my book, that's how I see it. Maybe I'm using these words wrong. I like to use big words and shit. Maybe I'm using these big words.
Prejudice is something about like race. It's
no. About a group of people. It's about
no. Yeah. Prejudice just means you put a stereotype on someone and you are actively applying that to all the people of that kind. It doesn't have to apply to race like big people. People can automatically some people the stereotype, you're lazy. There's some big people that work hard. But if you come to a certain job where you're needed to work at a certain, stamina level, or a certain efficiency, if you see a big person, you're automatically going to apply the stereotype. Maybe you can't do it. And that's not being prejudiced against them because you don't know if they can or can't.
But to me, I don't apply it until that person has either wronged me or done something either wronged me or like doing or over doing a job. So I don't apply it at first contact. I apply it once you start doing extra. Then like,
so let's say if you see,
then here comes the prejudice.
So now you're starting to be prejudiced.
But at first it doesn't come off as not. I'm giving everybody a fresh piece of paper.
As you open the book, and if the first word is I know for a fact the rest of this book gonna be goddamn bullshit.
But that's different. I had to open a book, so I have to take some time to interact with you. And most time, with the black
you got to the first page of the book, and you've already decided how the rest of the book is gonna play out.
But you're judging a book by its cover. I'm waiting till I get up in that motherfucker and see what's going. Okay,
by its character.
Close the book down. Now fuck y'all, because I read the book.
You read the first page, and you immediately like, okay, I know. The last
but the common phrase like don't judge a book by that means don't judge a motherfucker.
Sometimes you should judge a book by its cover, bro. No. If I see, let's say I'm in a dark alley, right? And it's only me and one other person. The person walking to me has I haven't said it, no color. They have a ski mask on. They have black shoes, they have black pants, and they are up in their hoodie and they're hunched over. I'm judging that book by its cover immediately, and now I'm clutching and I'm ready for this book to
Why
open
you
up.
shoot me, nigga? I'm changing clothes, nigga. My bitch locked me out, bro. What are you trying to shoot
That's
me
your
for?
fault for being out here.
No, nigga. Why you walking around without a flashlight?
Let's say I see an old white couple and they keep staring at me. Maybe they've never seen waves. I'm immediately thinking this old white couple is thinking negatively about me. I applied the stereotype.
To me, you already got past the first cover of the book by that, right? Because the moment you catch it and you have to see and think about it now, because I see it as like this. When I'm walking to a mall, boom, I don't give a fuck about nobody. The moment I catch a nigga staring at me, now we're past the first page of the book. This nigga's a fucking weirdo. Because it gets more, because now I'm like, okay, now I'm investigating. Because when I first meet you, I'm not going, this motherfucker. He may be the coolest motherfucker I ever met. But if I catch this motherfucker staring at me by the store and I got my bags in my hand, now I got past the first page now. This nigga tweaking. This nigga on something else.
What you got in that bag? There better be cinnamon buns, nigga.